Hello everyone, it's Dawn and welcome back. I hope you've had a good weekend and ready for the week ahead. Now today in our A to Z of Christmas we're going to continue with that and we are up to the letter L. And L today is for layered landscape. It was going to be a nice simple card with lights behind it, but all that changed when I found a pile of papers that I had from the works. And they all seem to be similar in design and picture, and I thought I've got to do something with these. And because they are so similar, I think they will look fantastic as a layered landscape. And of course, being Christmas, it's a snowy layered landscape. So we're going to get straight on with this. You will need four pieces of, well, I'm using mount board. If you want to use chipboard, you can, but I'm using mount board simply because it's easier to cut. And you either need 4 pre-cut A4 pieces, or if you're cutting it yourself, it's roughly 12 by 8, but this method will work with any size you like. So you can go bonkers if you want to make a really big one, but I think we'll stick for an A4 for now. And I've just put my first picture, I've glued this to my board, and I haven't done anything to it. But when we come to the second layer, you need to take out a piece so that the frame measures, so you need to take out bits here so that this bit measures 3 inches all the way around. But don't get rid of that, don't throw away that piece you cut out from the middle, because we'll be using that a little bit later on. And on the back of there I have got 2 layers of foam tape. Now if you don't want to use all of your this, I have to tell you folks, this does take up a heck of a lot of foam tape. So if you prefer, you can use layers of card, or you can use your fun foam if you want to. But I've used foam tape because I've got so much I needed to get rid of it anyway. And so I've got 2 layers of foam tape because this will be a scene that you look into. Well, I hope it will. So let's lay that down. I have taken all of the, or at least I think I've taken off all of the backing tape, so you don't have to sit there forever and watch me do that, because that would make the video 3 times longer. So I'm just going to line it up so that it sits squarely on top of the other. And now as you can see, when I was cutting it, I scraped it a bit with my knife because I used a craft knife to cut that out, but don't worry, you won't see it by the time we're done. And all of these pieces, they're still an 8 by 12 or an A4. I haven't cut these, I've only cut out the middle. And you will need another piece, and this piece, we have a 2-inch frame all the way around. So the frames will be getting narrower by 1 inch all the way around. There's only one, well, a couple more. And again, I've got a double layer of foam tape on the back. And again, I am going to layer that up like that and pop it down. And already we're getting a really beautiful scene. These papers are so image. It wasn't quite the same image, but it was very similar. And then we have just got a frame. I'm going to put a frame on the front of this. And this is just pattern paper because it's a snowy image. I've used some snowy paper, again, from the same pack. And the pack is from the works, and I will link that in the description below. When I went in there last week, they still had some of these packs. And so I will double check on their website, and if they've still got it, I'll link it below. And I think it's called something snowy. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I will check it and link it below. And this is 1 inch, this frame is 1 inch all the way around. If you wanted to, you could just do another, or you could add another layer of pattern or another layer of landscape. But I thought a frame would just finish it off quite nicely. So again, this time, I should have told you, I've only got 1 single layer of foam tape as it's a frame. But if you want to make it a bit deeper and put another layer on, that's absolutely fine. It's your frame, you can do what you like with it. It's your picture. So we are going to do that, and already we've got a really lovely scene. And we're not finished yet, so remember these bits that you cut out from the middle, keep to one side because we're going to be using them in a little while. Now, from the bits that I've cut out, these were 12 by 12 papers from a 12 by 12 pad. And what I've done is I've cut out some of the trees from the bits that I cut off. So what I did was I decided which area I wanted, laid it down on my paper, glued it down, and then cut off the excess. And so what I've done with some of the excess, they had some really lovely trees. So I've just cut, well, they were tree tops actually, but that's all right. So what I've done is I've cut them out, or cut some of them out anyway, and I've got some foam pads, just a single foam pad on the back here. And you might have noticed here, I've got a little splodge of paint. I think I picked it up from my board. But I'm not going to worry about that, because what we're going to do, we're going to slide that down there. I'm going to put a tree in there, and voila, blob of paint gone. Magic. So I've got a couple more here, and I'm going to put that one maybe in that corner over there. Just pop it down. I want it to stay up a little bit, so that's okay. And this one I think I'm going to have slightly towards the front, so just underneath that layer there. And I've got another one that sort of looks like a little bank of trees, which I think is absolutely delightful. And I'm going to slide that just in the corner there because it fits so well. And we have got a beautiful little layered landscape. And in my stash, I found this most gorgeous little deer. And it's a self-adhesive. It's got a little self-adhesive, well, it looks like half of a foam pad. So I couldn't not use at least one. I could have had a whole flock of them, but we haven't really got room for that. So I don't think I want him quite that far back, but maybe there or there. Where do you think? Well, let's have him further back. So we'll have him back there, I think, walking through the trees. So there we go. There is our layered landscape, but don't tune out yet. We're not quite finished, because what we do need to do is we need to make a stand. That's not going to stand on its own. So we need to make a stand. So I'm going to pop that over there where you can still see it. So now this is what I meant when I said you need to keep hold of the bits that came out, because we're going to use the bits that came out to make the stand. We also need a frame, which or a hinge, which I've actually already stuck to my board. And all it is, it's a piece of paper, or a piece of card actually, which measures 4 by 9 3/4. And again, I've used foam tape, but I'm going to flatten that out because I've taken the backing tape off and I don't want that to stick to my table. Now, I've also used foam tape on the other bits. These are the other bits that came out of the bits when we made the frame. These bits are the bits that fell out. So we're going to keep those because somebody will be looking at the back, and this is going to be the stand that hopefully will make the thing stand up. So that's from the middle one, and that was from the very first frame we cut. And it'll just give it extra weight as well. So not only will it be decorative, so it'll look beautiful on the back as well as on the front. So now what we're going to do, we're going to be brave. We're going to turn this all over and hope that we can put it together. And again, and I've actually written back, but you can rub that out. It doesn't matter. So what we need to do is make sure that we have actually got it the right way around. And we have, that's always good. I don't want it standing upside down. That would be embarrassing, wouldn't it? So we're going to make sure that that bottom edge lines up with the bottom edge of our layered landscape. And it doesn't matter if it comes down a little bit more, but not too much. So we're going to pop that in the middle like that. Now if you've written like I have on the back, and that really does bother you, I've only written it in pencil. So just rub it out. And if it won't come out, shove an embellishment up there. No one will know. So we're going to turn it over and hopefully it will stand up really nicely. I haven't tried it out. And it does. Hey, that was a bit of luck, wasn't it? I know you can't see that, but it stands up. As you can see, it stands up. That's really good. If you wanted to put something across the top here, you could, but I'm really not going to bother with that. I think I rather like it like that. So there you go, guys. There is our layered landscape. And you know what? That went together a lot faster than I thought it was going to. So under 10 minutes, not bad, is it? But so there you go. I hope you've enjoyed that. And if you've got papers, especially if you're like me, that you love shopping at the works, raid your papers. If you've got papers you want to use up, especially if you've got, like I have, lots of papers of the same design or pattern, raid them and make something like this. You can either keep it for yourself and prop it on your mantelpiece or your windowsill at Christmas time. But as it's a winter scene, it's not necessarily Christmas. It's not overtly Christmas. That's a posh word, isn't it? So you can keep it up all year round if you wish. So there we go, guys. There is our layered landscape with a stand so that you can stand it up. And I hope you enjoy this, and I do hope you have a go yourself because they're good fun to make. And as you can see, they look amazing. They look beautiful. So I'll be back again very soon with the next in our series, and we will be on the letter M. So do pop back and see what I come up with for that. And in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for those who subscribed. If you're not a subscriber, but you've just drifted by, we're in the middle of an A to Z of Christmas. Hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell, and you'll never miss the rest of the series, or indeed any other videos that come up in the future. And I will see you very soon with the next in our series. And until then, thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care, have fun, and as always, happy crafting. Bye bye for now.